All right, this series is done. It is official. The New York Knicks advance to the next round after defeating the Detroit Pistons in Game 6 of their series in the first round there. New York Knicks finish up the Pistons with a 116 to 113 win, and it really went down to the wire. This was a good game. If you watched it from start to finish, it was some back and forth going on. The Knicks jumped out ahead. They were plus 14 in the first quarter. And then the Pistons actually not only erased the lead, but they took their own lead. So I think they were up like 2 points at halftime or something. And then in the third quarter, the Knicks came out, got the lead back, went double digits. And then the Pistons were right there at the end. They were so close. And actually, I think a microcosm. This game is a microcosm of the series. I'm going to explain what I mean. First of all, shout out to Jalen Brunson. This dude is fantastic. When it comes to just getting buckets, he just knows how to do it. He is a professional scorer. This guy knows how to create space. He's shifty. He's got the change of pace. He's got the fadeaway game. He's got the jump shot, the three ball, the mid-range, around the rim. He's savvy, quick, jittery. He's just a good player. He's just really good. And he carried the mail for the Knicks tonight. So just to kind of cover some of the box score stuff. The Knicks shot slightly better than the Pistons. From three, they shot considerably better. From the free throw line, things were pretty even. The rebounding edge went to the Knicks. Offensive glass, especially. Huge edge to the Knicks. Probably a difference maker in this because it ended up getting the Knicks some additional possessions. The turnover battle was very close. I think the Pistons had one less turnover. Points into the paint, slight edge to the Pistons, but I think what it boiled down to is just the finish by Jalen Brunson. It was literally this close. And the crazy thing about this game is the Knicks actually showed up. They actually played a good game. Right? You actually had support. Some additional pieces were actually providing some points. Mikal Bridges had 25 points. OG had 22. And Josh Hart, not typically a scorer for them. He had 13 points. He, of course, supplied the rebounding. 10 rebounds with 2 being offensive. Karl Anthony Towns did a nice job rebounding. He had 15 with 5 offensive. But he fouled out with like a minute or two left in the game. And he fouled out with 10 points. And this is one of my concerns about Karl Anthony Towns. This is one of the reasons why I think Minnesota moved on from him, having confidence in Naz Reid and Rudy Gobert and the construction of their squad, rather than pay, Karl Anthony Towns a boatload of money to disappear in important games, foul out. Like, that happens all the time. This is not new. It's not that he doesn't try on defense. He's not a good defender. It's just body positioning, footwork, biting on pump fakes. He's kind of a hack. Right? He doesn't play clean defense. A lot of contact, and they call him for it. But Brunson was just otherworldly fantastic. Even on a night where he didn't shoot particularly well, it was very much so a volume game, but he made his free throws. And he gets the points when the team needed him. He's just so reliable. For the Pistons, for them, unfortunately, you had 20 off the bench for Malik Beasley, 9 for Schroeder off the bench. But Tim Hardaway Jr. didn't do much in the starting lineup. Tobias Harris didn't look good on defense. They didn't box out. It costed them some second chance points. This was a game the Pistons could have had. This is a game the Pistons should have had. And that's a theme that's been going on for a long time. From the first game of the series, you got the impression that the Pistons were fighting inexperience. And it really showed in the series. But I do want to say this. I understand that the Knicks won. They didn't impress anybody. Nobody is scared of the Knicks. Nobody in the Eastern Conference. Not Cleveland, not the Pacers, not the Celtics. Nobody's afraid of the New York Knicks. No way, no how. There's nothing intimidating about them. There's nothing scary about them. They're not sneaking up on anybody. In fact, I will save this for another video, but to speak to the Pistons, if the Pistons execute better and kill those horrible scoring droughts, which happened at the end of this game too. I think it was like an 11-1 scoring drought, where the Knicks, and credit to the Knicks, they're playing the defense. So I want to give them some credit. But the Pistons did this every single game. Even the games they won, they relinquished huge leads and barely hung on. Just horrible ways to end it. And, to be honest with you, if we're going to talk about the last possession where Derek Brunson hit the three, and I think it was Asar Thompson maybe that slipped, and you got to send a double team. JB Bickerstaff, what the hell are you doing? Get the ball out of Jalen Brunson's hands. He's looking to take that shot. That is the shot they're drawing up in isolation. You can't let him have that. Let someone else make the damn shot. Send the double team, force the ball out. Even if there's still time on the clock, make them get it back to him and take a tougher shot later in the clock that's more challenged and create chaos and make him move his feet. Just do something other than what the hell you did. This particular loss is on JB Bickerstaff for that last defensive problem. And then the subsequent, Cade Cunningham saw Malik Beasley, I think, off in the wing for three, and it slipped through his hands and went out of bounds. Just horrible execution, but it's bad. At least they could have had a chance to tie the game. I think it's 3-point lead. Very unfortunate. No, for the Pistons, they do garner some experience. So there is value in that. And they won 2 games from the Knicks, who were obviously favored in this matchup. But you got to think, this series, we kind of got cheated. This should have gone 7 games. And there's a version of this series where the Pistons win. It's kind of disappointed. All right, so the Knicks move on. They're ready for their next series. And the Pistons will look to build on this season. It was one of the best turnarounds we've ever seen in league history. They can hang their head on that. I'm sure they're disappointed, and that's good. Cade comes back stronger. The rest of the guys come back stronger. Who knows? Maybe there's a trade or a move that can be made to bolster this team and get a piece around Cade that could be, dare I say, a little bit more reliable in these clutch moments, maybe. But that's the series. That's the game. Tell me what you guys saw when you watched this series and what you saw in this particular game. I stand by what I said about Karl Anthony Towns. I stand by what I say about the Knicks. And the Pistons will be back next year, and they'll be even better. They're going to take the next step forward. Cade is him. You got nice pieces around there. Bickerstaff needs to learn from this. And the Knicks go on. They live to see another day. On to the next round. But drop me some comments. Like, share, subscribe. Check out some more videos. We'll see you guys on the next one.